Hello and welcome to Friday's Knots Today with me, Emma Caldwell. Nearly the weekend, but before we get there, here's what's on today's show. First, we'll be heading to an indoor bowls club, fearing for its future amid plans to redevelop the leisure centre it's based in.
It would be a real shame if we don't get an adequate facility to be able to continue. It's a thriving community, and that's what we risk losing.
We'll have more on that shortly, plus we'll be speaking with a local funeral director after the government updated national guidance to add bereavement and grief to the curriculum. The new guidance states children should understand grief and be taught how relationships change through events such as death and separation. We'll speak with funeral directors A.W. Lim about this in just a few minutes. Plus, we'll be stepping into the big and small screens to see what you can watch with our resident entertainment guru, Gav Squires. Gav's here to tell you all the new things hitting the screens and, of course, giving you his very honest opinion about whether they're worth it or not. He joins us later on in the show. And in sports, we'll be hearing from Notts captain Haseeb Hameed after his double century put the side in a very good place against Somerset.
It's really pleasing to have those partnerships with a number of the boys this game, and hopefully we can have a couple more tomorrow morning. We're in a good position right now. I think we've got an opportunity to try and build on that.
And ahead of their season opener with Newport, we're going to be hearing from Notts head coach Martin Patterson about how prepared the Magpies are for their new League Two campaign.
And over the last two games, I've seen enough to know that, okay, I think I'm pleased with the group at this moment, but also I carry that knowledge that it means very little. It's all about Newport away.
All that and loads more coming up just for you. But first, and a local bowls club is rolling down a petition to Gedling Borough Council after a proposed redevelopment could leave it without a home. The authority says the works at the Richard Herod Centre would be an investment in its future, but its closure during the redevelopment could mean this long-standing community club is bowled out for good. Jack Sims has more.
Bowling back against an uncertain future. Earlier this year, Gedling Borough Council launched a consultation on how it would redefine leisure centres in Carlton. Part of this was proposing a combined wellbeing and community space on the site of the current Richard Herod Centre. Although the authority says the plans would provide a much-needed update to the current site, this has caused controversy for a club thought of as the cornerstone of the community. The Gedling Indoor Bowls Club, which has called the Richard Herod its home since 1987, says current plans mean the council will not renew its lease, which would expire April next year. Although the authority is working with the club to provide an alternative, the club has launched a petition with more than 1,000 people protesting the council's decision. Ian Summerscales, one of the club's directors, says the current plans could bowl the club out for good.
The proposal, as we understand it at the moment, is to reduce the size of the bowls facility. We currently have 6. The proposal is to reduce that to 3 and to move it from the ground floor to the first floor. We're known nationally within the county, and particularly as the birthplace for Disability Bowls England, for being able to host competitions here. And none of that would be possible.
And for its members, they say the site's closure will have a critical impact on the local community.
And if they do knock this down and rebuild it, there's going to be 3 years. So what these people are going to have nowhere to go. Also, they have wheelchair bowling as well, which, if this closes down, what are they going to do? It might be the only sort of couple of days that they get out of the house. And it gives people a purpose.
In a statement, Gedling Borough Council said they understand this has created uncertainty for the club and its members. That's why we are working with both the Bowls Club and National England Indoor Bowls Association to understand the future business case for indoor bowls. We are committed to keeping the club informed and will provide further clarity on their future as soon as possible. But with the petition now at almost 2,000 signatures, support to save the club won't be ending up in the gutter anytime soon. Jack Sims for Notts TV.
Thank you, Jack. Time for our first guest now. And you might recall East Midlands funeral firm A.W. Lim coming on the show to talk about a campaign to include bereavement and grief education in the national school curriculum. Well, in a landmark development, the Department for Education has officially updated its statutory guidance to do just that. It was published on Tuesday. The new guidance outlines learning targets for the end of primary and secondary school. And here to tell us more is Director of A.W. Lim. It's Matthew Lim-Rose. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us. I genuinely think this is such an important subject. Can you update us about what your campaign was and also what's been announced this week?
Yeah, absolutely, Emma. I mean, it is great. So the story starts really with a former past president of the National Association of Funeral Directors, a gentleman called John Adams, who lost his mum sadly when he was a young man. And this has really impacted him, and he said, why do we teach our children about everything in the educational setting? Why do we have a curriculum that tells them all the skills that they need for life, but not for death? So John started this campaign, and it was then something that we felt that we wanted to follow. And we've managed locally to now have a UK first. So between our company, between A.W. Lim and the Archway Learning Trust, which is a multi-academy site trust here in Nottingham, we managed to get a pilot done. And the Bluecoat Primary Academy, their head of school, Ben Jackson, and we were really, really well backed. I mean, their CEO, Sean, really wanted this to happen. So we've actually got some pilot classes that have been done. Some of the children have been taught, and that, along with the pressure that's been put by a lot of different people from a lot of different angles, has meant that now we've got government saying, this should be on the curriculum. It's happened. It's amazing.
And why do you think it's so important that this is taught in schools?
I mean, you know, the old saying that the two things that will happen to us all, death and taxes. Okay, we can't avoid them. So if we know that people will be faced with death, if we know that people will go through a bereavement, why aren't we trying to teach them the skills that they need to help them with that? And let's talk about it when it isn't real, when there isn't a death in a family that's going to be deeply upsetting for people. Let's talk about it, let's role play, let's discuss how it might make us feel, and then let's be ready, hopefully a long way down the line, to deal with it when it is in front of us in the right way.
And what would you say to parents or carers who are worried that this will scare their children or make them fear that their loved ones are going to die?
It's a really relevant point, and I can completely understand why parents would say that, but it is done in a very gentle way. So the class that I attended at Bluecoat Primary Academy was so well done. The delivery by the teacher was superb, and it was age-based. So we at A.W. Lim have done 2 sets of questions and answers, some for sort of primary school age, some for senior school age, and it's all done in the right manner. So we're not there to scare and help people. And the children really interacted. You know, they asked lots of questions, and we often say to people that talking about it doesn't make it happen any sooner.
Absolutely. I just want to read some of these stats because I think people might find them surprising. The statistics for bereaved children in our schools, 127 children bereaved of a parent every single day. 1 in 29 5 to 16-year-olds has been bereaved of a parent or a sibling. That is a child in every single class. Those figures to me are quite shocking because you think it's something rare, but actually these aren't rare facts. How do you think we can talk about grief with our children?
So keeping it simple is important, and you know, one of the classes starts with talking about the fact that you lose something and you may find it again, but that grief and bereavement is different because when someone dies, they are gone, but the memory of them isn't gone. So we start very softly and gently and talking about people that die at an old age and talking about the lives that they live, about the good things that they've done, and it just starts that conversation. And then we might talk about pets. You know, then we might talk about what happens at a funeral. We talk about cars. We talk about the way we dress. So they're all things that are little piecemeal kind of bites children can take in and they can talk about quite openly. And it builds a bit of a picture together of what they might come across and how they might deal with it.
I genuinely think this is a really important subject to be talking about, because it is going to happen to everybody. There's no denying that this grief will affect everybody at some point. If people want to find out any more information, Matthew, where can they go and find out more?
Well, to be honest, it will be coming into all of the schools in time, but right now, the Archway Academy Trust, they're the people that have done this pilot along with us at AW Lim. Reach out to us. But actually, speak to your own schools. Just reach out.
It's such good advice. Matthew, thank you so much for coming in and
Pleasure.
sharing that with us. Appreciate it. All right, it's time for some other Notts news now. And 6 boys have been arrested after trespassers climbed onto the roof of Nottingham's old Debenhams store. Police were called to the Long Row store on Thursday afternoon after intruders gained access to the building before climbing onto the roof. A number of tiles and other projectiles were thrown from the top before police arrested a 12-year-old boy, 4 13-year-old boys and a 14-year-old boy on suspicion of criminal damage and public nuisance. Nottinghamshire Police say anyone with relevant footage of the incident should call them on 101. Next, and the Notts Council has backed plans to merge with 4 other authorities as part of a local government shake-up. Devolution plans mean the existing council structure in Notts will be reformed, with a larger unitary councils replacing the existing 7 district and borough authorities, the county and the city councils. All authorities in Notts have been putting forward their preferred options, with Gedling Borough Council saying it wants to merge with Mansfield, Ashfield, Newark and Sherwood and Bassetlaw, leaving Nottingham, Broxtowe and Rushcliffe as separate mergers. All right, it's time for a short break now, but when we get back, we're going to be catching up with our resident entertainment guru, Gav Squires, to chew over what's new in film and TV, plus your sports as well. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome back to Friday's show with me, Emma Caldwell. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good day today. Here's what's happening in Notts today. First, a regional transport body has called for an £18 million upgrade to rail connectivity between Nottingham, Newark and Lincoln. Currently, the Castle Line route takes about an hour, but Midlands Connect, which calls for better transport across our region and the West Midlands, says about 10% of trips between the 3 destinations are by train. The organisation said an increase in speed for the rail route would make it a more attractive route, and has submitted a report outlining £18 million worth of improvements to the Department for Transport. Next, and Nottinghamshire County Council has been asked not to waste money on a new school south of Clifton. A new primary school is proposed for the 3,000 home Fareham Pastures development and could have capacity for 420 places with the ability to expand. But consultation feedback has led to the nearby Goton Primary School has heard leaders there urging the authority not to waste money on the school, asking it to instead be invested into existing sites due to ongoing issues with capacity and demand. All right, it's time for our second great chat of the show now. And if you've been struggling for things to watch on the telly recently, or if you've been fancying a trip to the cinema and just don't know what to go and see, well, we've got just the man for you. That is because we are joined by our resident entertainment guru, Gav Squires, is in the building.
What an introduction.
What a shirt.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very good.
Who doesn't love a red panda?
Who doesn't love a red panda, indeed. Now, let's talk films. What have you got for us first?
Right, we're starting with The Naked Gun.
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
Police squad has always been the elite of the elite.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
And you, Frank, are the best of the best.
Need a bathroom.
I need this room immediately.
There's a line, man.
Police business. Oh, I'm gonna ruin another suit.
Over here, Lieutenant. I think someone murdered my brother.
Please, take a chair.
Thank you.
Now, that is a good trailer.
Right? And it's so good to see actual kind of comedy back on the big screen, especially kind of spoof comedy. So feels like it's been so long since we've really had any in the cinema. Or we might
It's all seemed very serious recently.
This is it. So I think comedy is kind of almost migrated to more streaming services. We've seen Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix, but now comedy's back. And so this is kind of part sequel, part reboot to the Naked Gun film, which came out in the sort of the 80s and the 90s, starring Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson, with the same initials, takes over the lead role. And he's got that kind of same thing that Leslie Nielsen had, where because he's a very serious actor, he can do the really deadpan stuff really well. And he's actually great, because you watch him in stuff like Taken, and you're like, oh yeah, he's a really serious guy. And then you go, oh no, actually, he's got good comedy timing as well. He can do the comedy stuff as well.
Love it. What are you giving it out of 5?
I love this series of films, really happy. Good to see Spoof's back. Spinal Tap 2 later this year, 4 out of 5 for me.
Very nice. All right, what are we going with next?
Next with The Bad Guys 2.
Things sure have changed. Not everyone believes it, but the bad guys went good. And we cannot wait for society to welcome us with open arms.
Aren't you a notorious criminal?
Yes. No. Maybe. Sorry, nerves.
It hasn't been easy with a reputation like ours.
You want to work at a bank?
Why not? Some of my best memories are at banks.
You robbed us 3 times.
Duh. That was this bank?
How are we supposed to get a fresh start if no one will trust us?
I'm keeping my eye on you, Doc.
What was that?
I panicked, okay? I'm a panicker.
The name's Kitty, and these are my associates.
So you're like the bad girl.
This is the film my kids are begging me to take them to see.
Well, this is it. School holidays have started, and we're in the middle of classic British summer weather. You have no idea whether it's going to rain or be sunny, or you know where it never rains?
Cinema.
Never rains inside the
and
cinema.
This looks good, to be fair.
And I enjoyed the first one. It was better than kind of needed to be. And this one is as good as that. And actually, genuinely, if you're looking for something to do with the kids for a couple of hours of an afternoon in the school holidays, I'd go and see The Bad Guys too. I enjoyed this. I think it's fun. I think the kids will love it.
And it seems to have a very good soundtrack. This is what I love about these kind of cartoons that are good for the grown-ups and the kids. Soundtrack's always very good.
Soundtrack's good, and also it's actually got a surprisingly good sort of voice cast. You'll walk out and go, I recognise that voice, and you'll look them up on IMDb, be like, oh, he's in it, and her, and him. Oh.
Well, that sounds like a good one. What are you going to give that out
I
of
really
5?
enjoy this. Like I say, perfect for kids. 3 out of 5.
3? I thought you would go higher than 3.
It's not as good as Naked Gun.
All right, fair enough. All right, what are we ending up with?
We're ending with Wednesday.
This is the first time you've ever willingly returned to a school. How does it feel?
Like returning to the scene of the crime. I already know where the bodies are buried.
Wednesday Addams. It is an honor to meet the savior of Nevermore.
Can I get your autograph? I only signed my name in blood. I would expect nothing less. I never said it was my own blood.
We need to set bear traps out here.
How do you hear me? We're gonna have so much fun. And where fun goes to die.
Again, this looks strong.
This looks great. This returns to Netflix this week. Can you guess what day it returns on?
Oh, is it Friday the 13th?
No.
Oh, Halloween?
No.
I don't know.
It's called Wednesday. It's back on Wednesday.
It really took me a long time to get there.
So Netflix seems to do this like weird thing where they have a massive hit series and it takes them ages to do another season of it. So it feels like we've been waiting for ages for season 2 of Wednesday. They've also done that really annoying thing where they're splitting it up into 2 chunks. So you have to wait for the second chunk. Like, if I wanted
We're so spoiled now.
If I wanted to watch TV like that, I'd watch it in the 80s. But you kind of know what you're getting. So Jenna Ortega's back. She's absolutely amazing in this lead role. It's very stylish. It's smart. It's funny. It's more of the same from season 1. Tim Burton's back as director, and it's just very good. If you enjoyed the first season, you'll love this. If you didn't, watch it again. It was good. If you've not seen it yet, now's the perfect time to get into Wednesday.
What are you giving it out?
Another 4 out of 5.
Another 4 out of 5. Love
Wednesday.
that. Gab, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you. All right, it's time for your sport now, and we are starting with Notts County, who open their League 2 season tomorrow when they travel to South Wales for a clash with Newport. Martin Patterson's side missed out on promotion last year after losing to Wimbledon in the playoff semi-finals, and will be looking to start the season strong on Saturday. Speaking ahead of the season curtain raiser, the new head coach says he believes new additions to the squad and several pre-season matches mean they are ready to return to competitive football.
Where are we in terms of compared to EFL and and over the last 2 games, I've seen enough to know that okay, I think I'm pleased with the group at this moment, but also I carry that knowledge that it means very little. It's all about Newport away. Yeah, I think I'd be a liar if I get excited as everybody else does. It's at this moment as a head coach, it's not excitement. It's almost a double checking of everything that you've done, making sure that everything's spot on. I think the excitement for me is when the whistle blows and you know that okay, it's time to go and play.
And one of the new additions to Meadow Lane was confirmed this week as 26-year-old wing-back Keenan Bennett, who signed a 1-year contract with the Magpies following a successful trial. Bennett, who can also play as an attacking midfielder or winger, came through the Spurs Academy and spent several years in German and Austrian football. In a new interview with the club, he said he's impressed with what he saw at Notts during his trial.
Definitely the ambition and I think like a common drive for success. I think it's very clear where the club wants to be and the aims of the club this season. So that was definitely one of the most attractive things about signing me for sure. I did get a few tweets sent to me, which is nice. It's nice. I think that's the type of player I am, and that's what I'll be looking to bring. So it was nice to get some early recognition. Really enjoyed playing on a lovely surface. Good crowd, and looking forward to seeing that on a league match day for sure.
And Mansfield are also in action this weekend when they start their League One season away at Burton, where they'll adorn their new 3rd kit. The Stags launched the green kits on Thursday, inspired by the county's heritage of Sherwood Forest, and confirmed the new strip will be adorned at the Pirelli Stadium when Nigel Clough returns to take on his former side tomorrow. And in cricket, Notts captain Haseeb Hameed has reflected on a successful summer that's seen him surpass 1,000 runs at the crease, including during this week's county championship match with Somerset that saw him hit a double century. He said he's hitting his best form this year and believes the club have got a good balance of batting and bowling to perform well with the red ball.
It's something that I've spoken about throughout the course of the season. I think a number of different people have stood up at different times, and it's something that we're really priding ourselves on as a group as well. So yeah, like you say, it's really pleasing to have those partnerships with a number of the boys this game, and hopefully we can have a couple more tomorrow morning. We're in a good position right now. I think we've got an opportunity to try and build on that in the morning, and hopefully then at some point try and put some pressure on them with the ball. Obviously it's going to be a day 4 wicket, so we're not quite sure how it'll play. Hopefully there'll be a few demons in there that will keep us interested and try and give ourselves an opportunity to try and win the game.
All right, it's time for your Friday picture of the day. Now, this one's from Steve Plewinski. Look at that gorgeous pigeon. And weather-wise, it's not been too bad today. It's been a bit of a grey day today, but hopefully things are looking slightly nicer as we move into the weekend. Today has been 20 degrees with lows of 13 degrees overnight. Tomorrow will be similar, but with sunnier skies. 22 degrees, lows again of 13 degrees. And Sunday is sat with 23 degrees, lows of 14. But unfortunately, some showers are to be expected. And that's the end of the show. Thank you, as always, to our great guests, including Gav Squires. Sal Booth is back on Monday to guide you into another week of Notts news and views. But until then, from everyone in the team and, of course, Gav Squires as well, have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.